Well, it finally looks like Councillor Joseph Brom has actually spoken out in this whole situation. Give you all the TDLR and get you all up to speed on what's happened. Obviously, in Leicestershire, Councillor Joseph Brom was elected the guy in charge of adult social care as a cabinet position, but then also was deputy leader. And all that was fine until just a couple of weeks back when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he was removed from both positions, which was very odd and caused a lot of chaos. And then, of course, out comes Harrison, the guy who was in charge of the council, and basically goes on to say that the rumors that he and Brom were having a fallout might have been very true, although he denied it. There was also allegations that, again, he had been bullying younger councillors. There was, again, none of that has been talked about since then, so who knows how true that could be. But one thing was very clear, that Brom had been pretty much stewing almost for a week, tweeting out some very cryptic tweets about how the truth will finally come out. And I was waiting for when this would come out. And it seems to me now what has happened here is that Brom has basically been told to step down and behave a bit. And this is his chance, as you'll see in a moment, to sort of reclaim a bit of street cred. But he was sacked from his position, even though he's variously on Twitter denies the fact that he was sacked. No, he absolutely, by the looks of it, got the sack. However, he has at least retained his position as the branch chairman. So methinks that maybe a deal has been done. And for whatever the reason was, why he was told to step down, that is still very unclear. Very unclear indeed. But before we go on more into this, please do remember to click on the like, share, and subscribe button down below. Of course, there are links to my Patreon page, the Buy Me Coffee link, where you can, buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button, and of course, as always, there is the YouTube membership down below as well. So let's go on into this. Hang on. There we go. Much better. So this is what he posted to Twitter just a couple of days ago about this. So I'm not going to bore you with the beginning of the speech, but we'll see. So, hang on, there we go.
At County Hall, after we all got elected in May, I then was elected by the group to serve as the deputy leader of the county council alongside my cabinet role. That meant I had to make some tough choices about where to focus my time with our branch. I couldn't be deputy leader at County Hall and branch chairman here at the same time. There's just simply not enough time in the day.
So, according to him, what he's just said there just wasn't enough time for me to be both deputy leader, which comes with, bear in mind, a substantial pay packet, or to be the branch chairman. Now, it seems to me, from an outside perspective, he was told, step down, behave, and you'll retain your branch chairmanship. That's what seems to be going on here. So I still think that there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than really, first of all, meets the eye.
So at the end of July, I made the decision to step down as branch chairman and hand it over to someone else, a familiar face who I'll introduce you to in just a moment. And then, of course, as many of you know, we won't shy away from it, politics can be unpredictable. They say a week is a long time in politics.
Oh, yeah. Really was for him. Really was for him. And now we're going to get to maybe his reason. But I think, as you can see here, he's reading a pre-prepared statement. I think he was told, you're going to behave. Here's your statement. Read it, and hopefully they can get past all this. But I still think there's more going on here than meets the eye. It reeks, honestly, that this was a planned little PR stunt that they had to try and smooth over everything. But it still isn't doesn't come across as being genuine, and that he's more being forced to read this, because again, at the start of this video, he actually says that there's, you know, a couple of the councillors in the room. Why would they be in a room if this is just a random branch meeting? Unless it's to see, does he behave? I still think there's more going on than first meets the eye.
I assure you, a week is a long time in politics. 1 week, you're making plans to progress forward. The next week, headlines have other ideas. But that's politics. What matters is not the noise, not the drama, but what we do next. And for me, it's always been one thing: keeping reform strong, building locally, and serving the residents who have put their trust in me as their councillor. And of course, the big mission of working to put Nigel Farage into number 10. Because no matter what comes our way, our mission doesn't change. We've got a country to save after all.
So yeah, he's stepping down from the county position to take on a local branch position. That's kind of a big step down, but for him, maybe it's like the saving grace. Maybe it was like the thing that he got given, to be honest. That's very, very much what it seems like in this. And we'll go through some of the comments as well. They all seem to be saying this, that you chucked your county position or stepped down from your county position, or something happened, and then this has been your little parachute that you've been given. You know, you can keep your branch position, your branch chairman position.
So going back, I asked myself, who do I know who's going to keep building what we've started here in North West Leicester? Who has the drive, the energy, and the trust of the members? And to me, the answer was obvious. My deputy chairman, Elliot Allman, he's here on my right. He's been by my side since the beginning of our branch, and I know straight away he was the right person to carry the torch. So tonight isn't about the noise, or the gossip, or the distractions online. It's about looking forward, and with Elliot taking on the role of branch chairman, I know we're in the strongest hands possible to do just that. So,
and now it really looks like he's been put out more out to pasture, even more.
So can I ask you all, I know you just did it, but a round of applause for Elliot Allman.
And that's it. Go sit down. To which we now hear on this. Someone says here, so you chose the branch over the county job. Interesting choice. Someone says here, mate, you got sacked. You've stepped down because you're getting stronger, right? Again, there's a lot of people here. I think there's more stuff going on here. There's more stuff going on here than I think is meeting the eye. Someone else calling out here, oh yeah, you were booted. You didn't step down. Someone saying, again, stepping away from the limelight because he can't hack it anymore. Someone else says here, again, methinks you've stepped down because you actually realised the total unsuitability for the post you've now found yourself elevated to. Well done. But at least you realise what an arse you look like in a union with a Union Jack flag poking out your top pocket. So you still aren't admitting why you got the sack. You've had someone write a load of crap to keep the reform plebs happy, and you still haven't told the truth. Someone else says here, stepping down after a month isn't, of course, new energy, it's instability. Again, there is more. I think there's more stuff going on here. I somehow think this was like your, you know, behave moment, you know. This is your behave moment now. And then maybe if you behave well enough, you'll be brought back into the fold. But again, we still don't know the full reason why he was sacked. Again, there's the whole thing that Harrison said that he wasn't up for it. The whole thing that now he's lost his branch chairman position. There's generally some odd stuff, I think, going on that we're still not getting the whole truth. And if you know any gossip going on there, please do let me know. I would love to know some more gossip going on here because it's really odd, to be honest. Really odd. I think there's more going on than I think they are letting on, to be honest. It's just kind of odd. Everything just screams there's more of a story here than I think people are letting on. So let me know what you think down below. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.